What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to build a really simple yet sick circuit with this IR control. This is going to be 100% wireless. There's no wires connecting the IR receiver with this, which is really cool. It's simple, and I really hope you guys enjoy. So let's get started. So here are the things you'll need for this project. You'll need the Arduino Uno, a breadboard, a resistor. I'm using a 220 ohm resistor, active buzzer, an RGB LED, a bunch of wires, a 6-volt LiPo battery, an IR control, and the IR receiver. Let's get into the wiring of this. The first thing you're going to do is get rid of everything except for the IR receiver, the IR control, a breadboard, 3 jumper wires, and the Arduino. The buzzer and the other wires in the battery can go to the side. You don't need them for now. This is going to be a very simple little experiment kind of code kind of thing. This will be a very simple little code, and you have to do this because not every IR control has the same buttons. And I'll get back to that in a second. So what you're going to do is put your IR control over here, just like that. Put it onto the breadboard, and do the following connections. This is going to go onto digital pin number 10. No, this is going to go on digital pin number 11, right here. The middle one is the 5-volt supply. Now this is a 5-volt thing, it's not 3 volts, so if you put on 3 volt it might not work. I haven't tried that yet, but make sure to put on the 5 volts. And another thing to mention is that this is really easy to fry and burn because it doesn't have a voltage regulator on it. So yeah, make sure you don't put on the 9 volts. And this last pin on the right side goes to the GND. There, that's all the wiring for now. And you're going to upload the first code in the description now. So now it's time to add the RGB LED. The longer pin on the RGB LED is the GND. The one on the left and the 2 on the right, those are for the colors. So we're going to make sure that the RGB LED, the GND pin, is on the right side. So this one is right here. You're going to make sure it's right there. Now once this goes in, you're going to get 4 wires, preferably different colors. And we're gonna do the GND first because it's the most important part. Right there, that's the GND. It goes to the GND pin right over here. Now if you run out of GND pins, if you're doing this on the Arduino Nano or something that has less GND pins, you can always take the GND pin off over here and connect it onto this GND pin over here. Now that's a bit more complicated, it doesn't really matter. You can do it here, it'll still work. And now moving on to the LED colors. The one on the right, I'm gonna connect this onto digital pin number 9. The one over here on the left, the first one on the left is going to go on digital pin number 10, and the last one is going to go on to digital pin number 12 because 11 is being used by the IR receiver. There, that's the wiring for the RGB LED. So after you're done uploading the code, it should work like this. The forward button should do red, the one on the right should do pink, the one back should do blue, the one on the left should do green, and the one in the middle should do like a lightish blue, almost a white kind of color. These two, the one on the right and the middle one, look similar, but that's okay, they're different. And if you want to change the colors to make them work differently, you can always do in the code. In the code, there's this area over here that says R, G, and B. Now you can change the R to be a G, and the G to be a B, and the B to be a R. What that's going to do is it's going to rerun the code, and it's going to replace the color of the light. Because in the code it says when R is clicked, then it'll do a specific color. But now that you changed it, it won't really look at the letter R, it'll look at the pin number. Now the pin number is going to stay the same, so it'll change the color, if that makes any sense. The last part is the buzzer. Now the buzzer also has one longer pin and one shorter pin. And by the way, this is an active buzzer. It's not a passive buzzer. The difference between an active buzzer is that the active buzzer is taller and it has the bottom covered up. A passive buzzer is shorter and the pins are a little bit closer. I'm not exactly sure how to use them. They're relatively the same thing. So you connect this buzzer down. And remember, the longer pin is still the GND. Once you put it down, what you're going to do is you're going to connect the 220 ohm resistor on the longer pin, which is the GND. And remember, you don't have to do this. The reason I'm doing this is because it's really loud. And I'm guessing a lot of people don't like loud noises. So we'll put this right here. So you're going to connect the resistor and you're going to extend it somewhere further away. And now for this, when you connect the wire on, you realize that it's really far from here and you're going to have to stretch the wire a lot. That might damage the wire or the breadboard and it won't hold the circuit together very well. So what you could do is what I said earlier. You can connect the GND from here to the GND of the LED or of the receiver. So I'm going to connect it to the LED GND, which is right here. It's going to work the same thing. It's not going to make it less power or anything. And the signal pin, which is right here, is going to go onto digital pin number 8. Now at the start when I was explaining the buzzer, I made a small little mistake, and that is that the longer pin isn't the GND pin, it's actually the source pin. So what you can do if it doesn't work is just flip it over and then it should work. If you click number 3, it'll beep 3 times, and 2 will beep twice.
Do 9 too.
And if you do 9, I hope that was 9 beeps. And in the middle there's these 3 buttons. They don't do anything right now because 0 would just make it beep 0 times. And these 2 buttons are only having a purpose for them. Now if this doesn't work, it's because of the codes that I mentioned earlier. You have to go to the first code, copy paste the signal, because each button gives off a certain signal. And in the other code we have that signal is a specific variable. And that variable is being played every time you click button 1. So button 1 is FFA25D. In your case it might be something else. So you have to change that or else it will not work. That was it for this week's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you learned something new, be sure to comment it down, and if you have any future video ideas, comment down as well. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next week.